In this video, I'm going to be showing you two things. The first thing is how I bypass the domain warm-up process and send cold emails from day one without having to do any warm-up whatsoever. And the second thing is how I maximize my lead list. Now, if you don't already know who I am, my name's Shade Theory and I'm the co-founder of acquisitiongrowthpartner.com. And we help established marketing agencies add an additional $60,000 to $120,000 a month within 6 to 12 months using our AI acquisition systems. The first thing I'll cover is how I bypass the domain warm-up process. Now, typically, this is the way you go about doing things, is you buy a few domains and you have to obviously pay for those domains and you usually get it for about 12 months. And then within each domain, you usually add anywhere from 3 to 5 new users per domain, and you have to pay for each user every month that you use it. And then you have to wait 2 weeks for warm-up. So, you put it into a tool like Smart Lead, you put it into a tool like Instantly, and you pretty much just sit there twiddling your thumbs until you're able to send cold emails. And then on top of that, after that 2 weeks, you have to wait another week just for ramping, because after you warm up for 2 weeks, it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to be able to send the max volume, because let's say, for example, you can send 35 per user. If you start sending 35 as soon as you'll finish your warm up, there's a good chance that you're going to burn that domain really quickly. So you're going to make sure that you wait and ramp that up gradually. That's why there's that 2 week, and then there's another week, and then all up, you're pretty much looking at pretty much like close to a month in just waiting for your emails to warm up. And this is a monthly recurring cost. If you want to scale, you buy 10 domains, you buy 3 to 5 users per domain. The costs start to add up, especially if you run a lead generation agency. Now, before I get into the new way, I was considering whether I should even post this video, because this tool is like the secret sauce. Now, not everyone's going to be able to afford this tool. If you're an established marketing agency, you'll definitely be able to afford it. It's not your run-of-the-mill average $49, $99, even $500 software. There is a big upfront cost for it. However, it is way, way worth it. Now, the new way of doing things is using a tool like superwave.io, where you pay a once-off setup fee of $10,000. I didn't pay $10,000. I got in on the beta, so it was different. We got in like an AppSumo type deal back then, a lifetime deal. However, I know that the people now that are signing up for this tool are paying anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a once-off setup fee. However, if you're using outbound to scale your company, it's worth it. Even if you're a lead generation agency, it is worth it. So pretty much what it allows you to do is you ramp up from day one. You connect one domain, and what it will do is, because they have custom Microsoft VIP servers, essentially it's the same servers that these Fortune 500 companies have, and they get preferential treatment. And what you do is you connect one domain up to it. You don't have to set up the DKIM, you don't have to set up the DMARC, SPF, or any of that stuff. You connect that one domain, and then it creates 99 users. And here's the killer thing, is that when you connect the one domain and you get 99 users in return, you're not having to pay for every user that you get, because you paid that once-off setup fee, and they've got their own custom servers, so you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So essentially, you get these 99 users after you connect that one domain, and because it's a custom server, you're not using like Google, you're not using like Zoho, like the servers that everyone else is using. You've got your own custom ones that have preferential treatment, and you're allowed to start sending from day one with 75% deliverability on the low side. And that obviously increases as you start to scale and scale more. But 99 users from day one. This is the tool that I'm currently using, and here's how it actually works. I sort of just went through it, but instead of using the typical servers, the Zoho and the Google ones, they're not bound by the typical rule set, because they get preferential treatment because they've got their own custom server. And this is what the tool actually looks like. Superwave. So if you run an established marketing agency and you're sending a lot of outbound at the moment, or even if you run a lead generation agency, I recommend that you go ahead and check out this tool. So here, look, you can see here, hundreds of outreach emails per day, as many as you need to test and generate cash from offers, perfect amount of addresses at a single investment cost, VIP access with perfect deliverability to most inboxes thanks to enterprise servers. As I was saying, they have their own sort of preferential treatment because of them having enterprise servers. Spam reports do not affect enterprise servers, letting you move forward without worrying about mistakes. Warm list, 75% plus deliverability. So 75%, that's on the low end. You'd probably be getting more, as you can see here. I'm not sure if you can see this. But as you can see here, like, they passed all these tests with flying colors. Look, 10 out of 10, like perfect. They pretty much got perfect across the board using all of these tools. Look, GMAS, Glockouts, Mail Tester. And here's how it works. So Superwave's data center allocation, they get 99 addresses in their own private server. Your domain or domains or your client domains, your mailing platform, you can set up to 24,552 emails per month per domain. So you could have multiple domains with this type of setup. Inboxing with 75% plus deliverability, and that's how it typically works. So if you have a massive TAM, meaning there's lots of leads within your market, you could just ram this. Now, mind you, you're not going to be wanting to send as many as you can per month. You probably want to make sure that you test a bit, find a winning campaign, and then scale with that. But if you have a big TAM, this is definitely worth it. If you have a TAM that's like maybe 500, 1,000, this is definitely isn't the tool for you. But if you run an established, marketing agency that has a massive TAM of like, I don't know, like 50,000, 100,000 people plus, you could probably use a tool like this, and you'll definitely get your money's worth, and it'll be a worthwhile investment. Now, that was the first thing. Now, the second thing that I wanted to cover was how to maximize your lead list. Now, here's the old way of maximizing your lead list, or just like verifying your lead list. You go on Apollo, you find a bunch of leads, you scrape them, you send it into a tool like bulk email checker, and you're going to get a percentage of them being verified, but you're also going to get a large percentage of them being unknown or catch-all emails. Now, what people would usually do from here is they'll take that list, they'll take the ones that are verified, and they'll only send to the ones that are verified. And that's a massive mistake, because there's probably going to be like 20, 30, 40% of the leads that are catch-alls. So instead of just making them go to waste, and this is especially important if you run an agency that has a small TAM, so a small total adjustable market, because there's not going to be many people. So when you scrape these lists, if you're just throwing away your catch-all emails, they're going to be a waste, and you're not going to have as many people to reach out to. So what you want to do is, so you take a tool like, you have Million Verify, you have Never Bounce, you have a lot of these tools, right? But the algorithms that they use SMTP testing or something along the lines of that. There's other tools like Find Email, and what's the other one? Scrubby Leads. And those use the algorithms that they actually use, instead of using the SMTP testing, they actually send emails out to them. So the way they test is by sending an actual Gmail out to them. And if it receives it, then they mark it as verified. Now, mind it does take a little bit longer for you to verify the list these ways, but that way you're actually maximizing the leads. So here's the typical scenario. You scrape 1,000 leads, you upload it to bulk email checker, 500 of them are verified, maybe 100 of them fail, and 400 of them are catch-alls. And most people would leave those catch-alls, those 400 catch-alls. If you run that through another tool like Find Email or Scrubby Leads, you could probably find another 200 to 300 verified leads within that 400, just because of the algorithm that they use to find verified emails are superior to a lot of these older tools, and a lot of the emerging tech that they use are better than everyone else's. So highly, highly recommend that if you want to send a mass amounts of volume, book a ton of calls for yourself or your clients, use a tool like Superwave. It does cost a bit of upfront money, but if you've got a big market, it doesn't matter how much it costs upfront, because if you're good at what you do, you're going to get your money back in 10-fold, 100-fold if you use the tool correctly. And the second thing is that you make sure you maximize your lead list correctly. Use tools. Hell, even use 3 tools. Upload it to bulk email checker, then upload it to Find Email, then upload the ones left over from Find Email into a tool like Scrubby. Now, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, just go ahead, leave me a comment below. And if you didn't enjoy this video, let me know the reason why you didn't enjoy this as well. Now, if you run an established marketing agency that wants to add an additional $60,000 to $120,000 a month within the next 6 to 12 months, click the first link in the description. Now, you're not obliged to at all. Main thing is that you watch these videos, you enjoy them, you get value from them. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. See you later.